Hi everyone, welcome to today's lesson here at our channel. I'm your host. Today's quote is, "Greed builds castles in sand." Do you think that greed builds castles? Why or why not? Let's discuss that one right now. Greed builds castles in sand. What does this mean? It means that people who are greedy often end up creating things that are not going to last very long. And it also means that their efforts might actually be harmful to other people. So let me explain. The idea here is that if someone is driven by greed, they'll make decisions based on what will get them more money rather than what is smart or good. A lot of times when people are greedy, they don't care about quality because they want to get something done quickly so that they can get more money. But when we build castles, we need to use good materials so that they don't fall down. Also, greed makes us selfish, and we forget about other people. If we only think about ourselves, we won't make good choices for them. When I was young, I had some friends who were very greedy. They only thought about themselves and wanted more money. As a result, they didn't make good choices. For example, they spent all their time trying to get rich quick. They didn't work hard or learn new skills. Instead, they just tried to find shortcuts. They also took advantage of other people. Sometimes they lied to them or cheated them out of money. This is not how to build a castle, especially not one that will last. So the first thing that we need to do in order to build a great life is to practice moderation. We have to learn how to be satisfied with what we have and not always want more and more. We should also be careful not to become too focused on money. This is an easy trap to fall into, especially in our modern society where many people think that having a lot of money is the most important thing in life. However, there are many things that are more important than money. Friends, family, and health are just a few examples. Money can't buy happiness or love, but it can buy you nice things like food, experiences, and gifts for your loved ones. So it can be useful to have some, but it shouldn't be your main priority. Otherwise, you might end up like my greedy friends who never got anywhere in life. Another thing that we need to do is to think about other people. When we're greedy, we only think about ourselves, but when we're generous, we think about others and how to help them. We have to remember that other people aren't our enemies. We shouldn't try to trick them or take advantage of them. Instead, we should treat them like we want to be treated ourselves. When we do this, we will make real friends and create strong relationships. These are the things that will bring us happiness and fulfillment. So how can we apply these lessons to our own lives? First of all, we need to teach children these lessons. Kids are naturally curious and they want to explore the world around them. If we teach them these lessons early on, they will have a better chance of understanding them and following them later in life. We can teach children about greed and generosity by telling them stories, by talking to them, and by setting a good example. We need to show them that it's okay to want things, but it's not okay to be greedy. We can also teach them that it's important to help others and that being selfish isn't good. We should also teach them that if they want something, then they need to work for it. There are no shortcuts to success. If you want to build a castle, then you need to use quality materials and put in the time and effort. This is the only way to make something that will last. We also need to understand that greed and generosity are two sides of the same coin. We can't have one without the other. When we're greedy, we're taking away from the world. When we're generous, we're giving to the world. It's up to us to decide which side we want to be on. Another thing that we can do is to be aware of our own greediness. We all have the potential for greed inside of us. It's a part of human nature. However, we don't have to let it control us. If we're aware of our own greediness, we can stop it before it becomes a problem. We can ask ourselves questions like, why do we want this thing? Do we really need it? Or would it make us happier if we had it? By asking ourselves these questions, we can make sure that we're not acting out of greed. We also need to take responsibility for our actions. Many people are greedy because they don't feel like they have enough. If we can learn to appreciate what we have and be grateful for it, then we won't be as likely to act out of greed. We should also remember that everything in life is temporary. Nothing lasts forever, not even our lives. This means that we shouldn't worry too much about the things that we can't control. We should focus on the things that are important to us and that we can influence. Finally, we need to remember that everyone is different. What might work for one person may not work for another. For example, some people might be able to retire early and live off of their investments, while others might need to continue working. Everyone has different goals and priorities, so we need to be flexible and understanding of that. In conclusion, the saying, "Greed builds castles in sand," means that when we're greedy, we often make bad choices. This is because greed makes us selfish and focused on money. However, there are more important things in life than money. We need to remember to be grateful for what we have. Think about other people and not let greed control us. We can teach these lessons to children. Be aware of our own greediness. Take responsibility for our actions and be flexible with other people. If we follow these tips, we can avoid making the same mistakes as my greedy friends when they were young, and instead, we can build a happy and fulfilling life. I hope you enjoyed today's proverb. If you did, please hit the like button. And if you'd like to learn more about our courses, visit our website. Thank you very much for watching.